spoke about what I believe binge eating is and how it differs from overeating. So today I want to talk about the first steps towards recovery, some stuff that has helped me so far and that is still really useful. So yeah, let's jump right in. So the very number one for me was to realize that there is a problem. Obviously, as I said in my last video, we all overeat at some point. We all eat more than we probably should have, but that is normal. That is just because, you know, food is delicious and we all enjoy it, and especially in social settings such as family dinners, you know, we eat that extra slice of pizza. But binge eating is very different to that, and I don't think it is a one-off thing. So if you regularly eat 3, 4, 5,000 calories over your normal intake, that is not overeating anymore. That is a serious binge eating condition. So I think you have to ask questions such as, is it regular? Is it a one-off thing, or does it happen once a week? Does it happen every second day? Things like that. Are you doing it in secret? Eating more than you should in front of people is usually not a mental condition. As I said, it happens, but I think if you seek out being alone and then stuffing your face with all kinds of unhealthy foods, that is a problem. So if you seek out to be alone so that no one can see you, that is binge eating. Does it affect your daily life? As I said, are you not going out with your friends because you're afraid of eating, but then when you're by yourself you eat everything in the house? Do you not go out because you have such big stomach cramps, you feel bloated, you feel big because you were binging before? Do you avoid social settings because you feel like you cannot handle yourself? If your normal life, if your daily life is affected by food and by your thoughts of food, or by your constant worry about food, that is a serious condition. It should not be like this. Like, yeah, of course we can look forward to a meal, we can, you know, love food, but it should not dictate our lives. So ask yourself these questions. Is it regular? Is it secret? Does it affect my daily life? And I think if you can answer these questions with yes, you might want to think about what is happening and what is going on, and I think there could be a serious binge eating condition there. Obviously, I'm not a registered doctor or a nutritionist or anything like that, but that is how it worked for me. So step number one was realizing that something is wrong, and I think the follow-up step number 2 is decide to take action. There's a big difference between acknowledging that something is wrong and actually doing something about it. I think for about I don't want to say half a year, but like at least 3 months or so, I knew something was going on, but I didn't know what to do about it, and I didn't really try my hardest to really get hold of myself, and I just kind of went with it. So I think taking action, being very conscious of what's happening is the next step. And I think then the first way of taking action is just don't do it. Try to not think about food. Try to not go out to the store, buy crisp ice cream and cereal and eat it all at once. Try not to eat all your bread and peanut butter at once. Obviously that is I always get angry when people say that to me, when I open up to people about this and they said, oh, just don't do it. It's like telling a drug addict, just don't take drugs, or a smoker, just don't smoke. It's not that easy. It is like an addiction. It's a habit that has evolved, so you can't just stop from one day to another. However, if you try to just not do it and it works, then then it's good. You're not really suffering from binge eating, I guess. So I think that is the first step you can try out and see if that works, and I really hope it does if you try. So then step number 3, and that is probably the hardest part, is I would say go and talk to someone. I know that when you realize that you have binge eating and you decide to do something about it, you often feel very alone and hopeless because there's so many things you can do and not all of them work. And if it doesn't work, and if you keep going back to food and you keep having these urges and these binges and restrictions, it is so demotivating. It is so upsetting. And I know I got so frustrated with myself. I got angry at myself because I was like, why can't you just stop this? Why can't you just stop eating all this crap all at once? Just be healthy and you will get to your body goals. But that is not quite how it works. It's not a matter of just saying don't do it. It is because it is so engraved in your brain to go to food as a reaction of something in your environment that you at some point just can't really stop it. So I think talking to someone, puts it into perspective. Whenever I have a problem and I talk to someone, I feel better afterwards. I feel like, I shared my issues and I got an objective view from the outside that can be quite helpful. So you opening up to someone might get the bigger picture, that you're not only caught in your own little world of binging and restriction, but that there's so much more out there that you can do it. I think it's also important to recognize that you're not alone. I remember I felt so bad about myself because I was like, oh, all these people, they're, so good with food and they don't have these urges, they don't have these cravings. What is wrong with me? Why can't I be like this? There are so many people like you out there. There's so many people suffering from binge eating, and I think going online and reading about it, going and trying to find support groups is an amazing resource for help. And one thing I think has helped me so far incredibly is if you have a friend who suffers from the same condition. Obviously there's different stages of binge eating. As I said, everyone overeats at some point, but I have a friend who feels exactly the same way as I do about food, and we've been talking about it a lot, and we've been helping each other a lot. It's just, just supporting each other, encouraging each other, sharing experiences, sharing recipes, sharing strategies on how to try to avoid it, all this kind of stuff. And just this week, actually, we both had kind of a tough beginning of the semester or just the past couple of weeks, just because so much was going on and it was stressful and emotional and all this, and I have to admit that my eating has been really bad, and I'm trying to get a hold of it again, and I'm doing it together with my friend. So we met for coffee and we decided that we're gonna have a little club. We set ourselves a goal of 1 week. For 1 week, we want to be binge free. We don't want to binge our hearts out on bad foods. So we came up with a Facebook group where we post our macros, we post everything we eat, how we feel, this kind of stuff. So we take photos of our food and share it, and it's really fun because it is sharing a part of your life that is really important to you and to someone who also is interested or has the same issues. So it is just a great support system. And in the end of the day, we usually post our macros and show, oh yeah, we came close and this was a good day today and nothing happened. And I don't know, it is as if you are not only responsible for yourself, but responsible for someone else as well. So because if I would go out and binge, she would be discouraged as well. And she'd be like, oh, if Anna can do it, maybe I can do it. So it is my responsibility to also keep her on track. So we keep each other on track and we keep each other accountable. And I think that's a great way. And if you do not have this person that suffers the same, maybe, go online, find people on Tumblr. There's so many people talking about binge eating on Tumblr. Maybe you can get in contact with them and set up something different, something similar. Go to your family. I mean, your family is your most important support system. And I know that not everyone understands what this is about, but maybe try to explain it and maybe they can help. And if there's no one that you feel confident or secure in opening up to, maybe go to a therapist. I mean, this binge eating disorder is quite serious, I think. Not necessarily because you gain fat or anything, but it messes with your mind. And it makes you unhappy. I was unhappy all of second year because of it. And I would hate to see other people going through the same. So as soon as you realize that there's something wrong, decide to take action and go to talk to someone, go to friends, go to family, go to your therapist. I just want to make really clear that you are not alone. This is not just you. There are so many people out there suffering from this. And you don't have to feel like you're worthless. You don't have to feel like there's no hope. because other people have made it, and if other people have made it, so will you.